Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Eon Chiquino and I'm going to cast a game today on Zelnaga Caverns between WhiteRa. He's our red Protoss player up here in the top right. One of the very best Protoss players from Europe now. Recently he was in GSL playing pretty well. Had a pretty memorable game versus MC. And the bottom of the map we've got UkraineStar, a blue Zerg player. Now, this is a game from the ladder, from the European ladder. So hopefully it'll be pretty entertaining. Not any special tournament, but hopefully it'll be a good game nonetheless. We have a PvZ going on, and both players are kind of just getting those harvester counts up going. And oh, interesting here. We've got WhiteRa going to go for a gateway, but not walling off his entrance. Very interesting. If you remember back to the game I cast between, who was that? It was a Protoss player versus a Zerg player. I think it was, it's gonna bother me now that I can't remember, but I basically challenged any Protoss player to play by not walling off, and it went very badly. Oh, wait, it was, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. Oh well, I'll think of it eventually. But anyway, yeah, I basically challenged him to any Protoss players to play against Zerg without walling off. And it didn't go well for that player, but WhiteRa, aka WhiteRa, is not really going for a wall off yet. Kind of interesting build here. Really the only benefit to making them over here as opposed to over here is you don't have to go as far to build them and you get those minerals a little bit faster. But we have a hatchery going up for UkraineStar. And he's got his gas already mined, and he's got, actually he stopped, okay, wait, is he still mining? No. He stopped mining. That's quite interesting. I'm not sure what he's doing, if he's scouted something odd or if he hasn't started metabolic boost yet. He's making a queen, so I'm not quite sure what he made that hatchery for early. Maybe he's doing it to fake out his opponent. That could be that's the only thing I can think of here, because he scouted it. WhiteRa has scouted that. He scouts the gas, but now he's not. Okay, now he's getting gas. So he's just getting a delayed gas there, which is quite interesting. I guess he wants to show that he's getting gas a little bit sooner without actually having to do that. So he's going to be able to pump drones here for a little bit, and WhiteRa is not going to know about that. So a little bit of trickery there from UkraineStar. Has his queen out. There's a pretty good number of drones here. You can see there. Pretty good count there, and he's going to have some good time here. These more units are going to come out, and he's going to come over to the hatchery. We just have 2 Zerglings out so far. He's got an Overlord hanging in here at the top of the base. And oh, there we go. Now WhiteRa is going to go for the wall off. We're going to have a very short game if that wasn't the case, but he is going to go for that wall off. So it looks like we got 3 gateway, and we have a sentry coming out. Chrono boosting out the warp gates. And it looks like he's going to go for a 3-gate expand. If I would have to make a guess here, that's what I would go for. Let's check the harvester count here for him. Pretty good on those harvesters. Continuing to chrono boost the warp gates. He's going to have 3 gateway. Kind of interested to see what type of unit combination he's going for. He's got quite a bit of gas built up and hasn't started building anything yet. He's going to wait for that warp gate to finish before he starts transforming these gateways to come over. And this probe is going to push out. Going to build a pylon here on the low ground and probably build a nexus here pretty soon. And down here in Zerg territory, we have another queen out. Has that creep tumor placed. Good job for him. And we got just still on 1 gas metabolic boost, about 35 or actually 75% finish there. And it has a lot of drones here at this point. He's only got 2 Zerglings out. Speed is not finished. WhiteRa is seeing that and is probably like, wait a second, he got gas a long time ago. Why doesn't he have speed? So that's maybe that's why he's going to come down here and scout, because he's going to come down here and scout. He's going to expect an expansion. There's the expansion right there. He's going to run into that queen and then run up here into the base. I mean, there's only 2 Zerglings out, so he's not really much he can do about this. He's going to get a free scout of his opponent's base, and there are a lot of drones. He didn't get all the way that far in there, but he did see there was no gas here, and there's no 2 gas down there, so he's still on 1 gas, and WhiteRa is going to throw up a Twilight Council. Interesting. He's got his forge down, and his nexus is up and going. So we may have a delayed Blink Stalker or DT attack going on. Now, he hasn't made that many units. He's basically made a couple sentries. So as far as UkraineStar sees, he sees a pretty standard opening. He sees the Nexus coming about at the right time. He sees about 5 or 6, actually just 4 sentries out now. So not too much of a tell so far that he's going to start teching. But this expansion is up for both players, and there's already a third here for UkraineStar. It's about 50% done in the bottom right part of the map. Some more drones being transferred over here. No gases yet, and we have a layer just now starting to be researched. And the roach one is just about done. There it is. The dark shrine is up and going. Where is that thing at? There it is. So we have a dark shrine. Interesting spot for it. Kind of out in the open, I would say. I mean, he could run a Zergling just up to this front area and see that. He also has an Overlord up here. Does not have vision, but we can see here WhiteRa did do a very good job. He's got these Stalkers in position to keep that Overlord under control. You can see he's paying attention to that very closely. He knows there's an Overlord up there. He doesn't want that to get scouted. And it's just a very interesting spot for a Dark Shrine. I think maybe in here would be a little bit safer spot, and then you would just have to put one Stalker down here or something like that. But anyway, that's what WhiteRa's going for, and we have a expansion now up and going. We have another Queen being produced, and some Zerglings is going to take out these destructible rocks so they can move more freely between the bases. And there we have more gases now popping up, and there are a lot of workers. You can check this harvester count, 60 versus 44, and there's a huge conga line of drones going to go over here and mine at the new base. And he's gonna have a lot of gas going. We're gonna see if he's gonna transfer more drones over here to get some gas. We do have a Queen gonna lay some more creep tumors, and oh, luckily for UkraineStar, he's gonna have an Overseer out before these DTs finish. Now, where are those DTs at? He's warping them in here at his base, not using a proxy pylon, but just warping in them at his base. Probably gonna use him just for a little bit of harassment, not necessarily planning on winning the entire game with him. A probe going to come over here and do some scouting for WhiteRa. He's going to put this probe up here, put a proxy pylon that's going to allow him to maybe pressure this third base a little bit easier. And wow, he's already has one Spore Crawler up here, one here at his expansion, but none here at his main. He's going to be able to sneak in there. Now he just pulled one in, he's pulling one back. I guess he saw that Overseer, and he's going to try and bait him with that one. This one's going to come in here and get some kills. He's going to get 3 kills so far. He's not going to be able to get too many more. This Overseer is going to sneak in and do some damage, but he's going to grab a couple more. There they are, the roaches are showing up, and that Overseer just gets into range and sees that DT. And this DT just kind of falls back. It's kind of hanging out over here, and okay, we got a Warp Prism. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, Warp Prism is my favorite unit in the game. I just love when a Warp Prism gets used. And it looks like he's going to put a DT in here, and he's going to warp in another DT, so he's going to be doing some DT drops in the main of UkraineStar's base. Now, UkraineStar has a large number of roaches and Zerglings. He's working on his +2 missile attack. He's making 7 spine crawlers, and he does have a lot of drones, so it's not going to hurt him too much. Now back on WhiteRa's base, he's making 3 more gateways, and there's a huge attack coming here. He's going to take out these gold rocks. But there's a lot of Zerglings going to come up here, and he needs to throw down some force fields. Looks like Guardian Shield's going to go up, and at the same time we have to drop down here in the bottom left. But this push is coming up. Force fields are going to stop this. He's going to be able to kill off all those Zerglings, but at the same time DTs are just wrecking town. And that Queen's going to get picked off here. We have 4 DTs. That's a lot of DTs. And oh wow, that layer is going to drop so quickly. Some Overlords hanging over here. Looks like this attack was thwarted here in his base, but these DTs are just focusing straight down on this layer. And it looks like he is going to ignore the roaches and just going to try and take it down completely. Is he enough for a transfuse? He does have enough for a transfuse, and he may save it. Oh no, he doesn't even transfuse. Unfortunately for him, doesn't get that transfuse off. I don't know if it would have saved it. It would have gave it 125 more life, but that would have been pretty close there. Managed to kill off all those DTs and didn't even manage to save any of them. So he lost his lair, unfortunately. His +2 missile attack was started researching for that, rebuilding the hatchery at his main, and we can see the lair is already now being grown, I guess you could call it, evolved here at his 3rd base, which is now his 2nd base. And WhiteRa is going for the gold expansion here in the middle of the map on Unlocked Caverns. He's got a Immortal Chrono boosting out now. And we can just go back and check the harvester count, 62 versus 56, so UkraineStar still in the lead. That's definitely going to hurt his economy. You can see the income dropping now a little bit, just because it's on 2 bases versus 2 bases still. But as soon as that gold goes up, and it looks like UkraineStar is trying to sneak in another base over on the left, but WhiteRa is going to have nothing to do with that. He's going to take that out. Is he going to cancel it? Oh, he doesn't cancel it, unfortunately. So Duckload Ra is going to get that kill there. He's going to get it back up here in the Warp Prism. We have attack here on the right, but too many Warp Prisms. Unfortunately, those are actually too many sentries, too many force fields going to be able to deal with those roaches quite easily. And once again, we have these Warp Prisms come back here in the base, and he's going to do a lot of damage, but the roaches in. So it looks like UkraineStar does see this is going to bring in a lot of Zealots. 3 isn't going to be enough, though. Even bringing over Overseer. And Looks like those overloads were forced to flee, and it looks like on the right side he's going to push up here, take out some of the stuff here on the right, but he's warping in nothing yet, but mostly no ground units that can attack here, so this Warp Prism can just hang out here. And it looks like he's now back up here on the right. He's going to take out that Spine Crawler. He's going to have to throw down some force fields. There he goes. He's going to be able to focus fire, kill the Queen right there. The Queen's going to go down. That Mortal's going to rack up some kills, that's for sure. Getting 5 kills already, +1 attack upgrade. And all these roaches are going to die. Back over here on the left, he's warping in some more Zealots, and he's going to just warp in pure Zealots. Going to try and take out the hatchery. Queen is being produced there. Drones now coming in from the right. And UkraineStar is, I don't know, he's kind of falling apart here. WhiteRa does have that gold base up and going now. And he may be able to fight this off. I think he's going to fight this off. And it looks like WhiteRa over here on the left did manage to take out that hatchery. The hatchery is down. With the roaches, there's way too many roaches now. And we have UkraineStar is going to be able to push back and take out all those stalkers. And that one is not going to get away. But he did lose his hatchery here on the left. And he's wow, he might lose all his tech. He could lose a Hydralisk Den, a spawning pool. And the Hydralisk Den is going to be very critical considering the unit composition we have from WhiteRa so far. Just mostly Immortals and Warp Gates. No Colossus yet or High Templar, so Hydralisk would have been a great unit for that. He has a +2 attack upgrade. It looks like he's working on armor now. But I don't know if this thing is going to finish before this dies. He's going to have to put some more creep over there. Or rebuild that hatchery in time. But warping in more DT, or just a couple of Zealots hanging out over here, and he's going to have to pull back some roaches to deal with this. He's racking up kills. 5 kills on that one, 1 kill on this one. And there's a big attack here in the middle. It's a lot of photon cannons, though. They'll be able to deal a lot of damage to those roaches if they show up. And these roaches are going to push up here to the right. And those, yep, we finally got those cleaned up. And probably getting a couple kills now. These roaches are going to come here, focus fire, try and kill that forge. It's not researching anything, so that's not really too much of a deal. He's going to go for the photon cannon. That's going to allow him to burrow. But does he have burrow? No, he does not have burrow yet. And he's going to get force sealed in here and get trapped. He has better upgrades than WhiteRa, but I think just too many units for Duckload Raw. There we go, even more units being warped in here. It looks like UkraineStar is just going to fall apart here after this attack. You can check the economy. He has to be behind the Harvesters at this point, because WhiteRa is now on 3 bases. Yes, 68 versus 31. So, WhiteRa's special tactics has been paying off this game with that Warp Prism and just kind of suiciding in 4 DTs. They're taking out that layer. That definitely slowed down UkraineStar. And then once again, harassing with the Warp Prism down here, getting quite a few kills, like 5 or 6 kills. Those add up for sure. And now UkraineStar is definitely playing from behind. Yeah, we have some more gateways up here for WhiteRa. He's got some photon cannons. And he's got this gold base pretty saturated. And even back here in his main, still got a couple units spread up here. And Overload's hanging out here on the right. Pretty good use of creep tumors, though, for UkraineStar, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. We have this Warp Prism is kind of floating around, and these roaches unfortunately can't shoot air. He has 2 Overseers out, so DT is not really much of a problem anymore. But what's he got in there? 4 Zealots. Going to do some more harassing. Maybe come down here and harass. There is a Spine Crawler on the Queen, so that won't be able to do too much damage. But there's a big attack now coming here from the right side from UkraineStar. He's going to get in a good position here on WhiteRa. WhiteRa is kind of out here in the open. He's going to throw up Guardian Shield, but that gets Immortal taken out very quickly. And now dropping some Changelings. Unfortunately, those don't attack, but man, the upgrades on these roaches, don't still 2 attack upgrades, but it looks like, wow, there's just too many Stalkers out here for WhiteRa, I think. Reinforcements coming in? No, not too many. Looks like he's going to lose this battle. There's so many Changelings just hanging there. 6 Changelings. And there's a back here we have Duckload Raw just warping in a lot of Zealots. Look at all these Zealots down here, and even more coming in. He just wants to take out these layers. A lot of roaches going to come out. This may be enough to fight off those Zealots, but there are a lot of Zealots. Look at all these Zealots coming here. 12 Zealots so far for WhiteRa, and he's just going to do a lot of damage. Now he's pressuring in from the top. Changelings coming down. They won't still be able to attack. And there's just a lot of destruction going on. WhiteRa just bringing the fight to the Zerg player. He's got an Overseer or Observer there, but there still doesn't have that burrow upgrade for those roaches, and he's just going to push in here and just pretty much pillage a bit. I think it's the best word for these Zealots. He's just wrecking. I've never seen this interesting use of a Warp Prism. I love it, and he's just pushing in here and just have so many Zealots just overrunning the place. Zealots just running through his base and just chopping up anything they see. These roaches don't know what to do. They're like, usually we're the ones with more numbers. There are just way too many Zealots running around in here. And Changeling's just kind of following those Stalkers around. It looks like he's going to lose his base. And there we have it, GG from UkraineStar. WhiteRa taking the win here on a ladder game on the European server with his special tactics. That's a horrible Russian accent. But anyway, you guys get the point. That was a really cool game. I love watching Warp Prism use, and man, that just like interesting use of DTs. I just came in there, got a couple kills with the first ones, even saved the second one. Just kind of rebuilt it up, came back in there, just took out the layer. That was a really big point that he managed to kill that layer. Definitely slowed down the tech of UkraineStar and made him have to rebuild it, stop mining on his 3 bases. So that instantly removes the advantage the Zerg player had, having being a 1-up base. But anyways, that was a really cool game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And check out my YouTube page, youtube.com/LeonChiquino, for live ladders, strategy videos, all that cool stuff. And see you later.